Hi, Lake Nokomis Lutheran. It's Pastor Sara here, and I'm with our parish nurse, Barb Tauferner. And we're so thankful that we always get to see Barb all around church, helping us take care of ourselves and praying to Jesus, baby Jesus. But we're not going to see her as much in the next couple of weeks. So I thought maybe Barb would want to come on and just share a little bit about why.
Thanks, Sara. As many of you know, my sister Sandy, who just lives over the border in Wisconsin, has been going through cancer treatment, and she now has reached the point where she is eligible to have the stem cell transplant at the university. But it's quite a complicated process, and it's all outpatient now. So for 5 weeks, she will have to go to the clinic daily. And she has to have somebody with her 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 4 weeks. So because of that, she's going to live at my house. I'm close to the university, and I'll be her primary caregiver. But because she's at such high risk for infection during this time, both her and I will have to be very, very careful where we go and who we're with. So our trips will pretty much be to and from the clinic with our masks on and being very, very careful.
Yeah.
And because of that, I won't be coming to church. And I'm kind of like last Sunday, I got kind of choked up because I knew it was going to be my last time for a while, but
Yeah.
what we need to do.
So you're going to be sister, nurse, taxi driver, number one prayer. Yeah.
Yes.
So as you're looking forward, I mean, ahead, not looking forward, but looking ahead to this kind of difficult road in front of you, what's like been the joy of the Christmas season, or what's brought you kind of that hope of Christmas as you're looking at that?
I think, first of all, the fact that I still get to participate in worship through live streaming. So that my sister and I will both be so appreciative about. Another thing is, I already started getting some Christmas cards, and they
Yes.
just bring such joy. And I
So
know
much.
not as many people do it as they used to, but gosh, when you're a little more isolated, it's just so nice to touch something and read it again and again. And then one of the unique things for Sandy with her transplant is we can't have any plants in the house because of the spores. So our oldest sister Pat sent this cute
Oh,
three-dimensional paper poinsettia
oh my gosh, I love it.
that I thought was just darling. So a text, an email, a card, it doesn't have to be huge. Just any little thing just means so much that people are thinking of you and praying for you. And both my sister and I believe in the power of prayer. So
Prayers.
thank you, baby Jesus, for those who can help pray.
Yes. So as both parish nurse and from your own like now firsthand experience and life experience, what would you say our members could do if they know a loved one or a friend or just someone who's struggling this Christmas or isolated for some reason?
I would say, reach out in any way that's safe for you and for them. A bunch of our elders, they are limited in how they can get out. And, we all know what it felt like during the big, deep part of our COVID pandemic. So, just call them on the phone. That's what I'm going to do during these 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I spoke with all of our elders and said, okay, I'll be keeping in touch with you that way. And, so cards are just so sweet because it really is a tangible thing. Just remind them that they're loved and that you thought of them and are thinking of them, and maybe share some cookies with them, and any of that kind of thing. I know sometimes people will share part of their bigger meal, put together an individual one.
It just almost seems like no gesture is too small. Like
absolutely,
it just reminds you somebody's thinking about you.
Yeah. And if you can't think of, I don't know what to say, well, pick a poem or get a card that says it for you. It doesn't, you don't have to
you
be
said before, you don't
laureate.
have to be the poet.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I do think that's true. There's nothing too small to just remind somebody that they are known and loved.
And as I always say, those acts of kindness, not only does it make that other person feel good, but the person who's doing the kindness and anybody that sees it gets that bump of serotonin and feels better too. So, the holidays can be hard for a lot of us. So
That's right.
any little gesture just bumps up that serotonin,
Yep. Yep.
and that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, and now next week is the darkest day of the year, right?
Right.
We all are looking forward to the days getting a little bit longer and the light sticking around a little bit longer. So um just both on live stream and live in worship at 6 p.m. next Wednesday, we're doing a longest night service. And that's one we're gonna acknowledge that sometimes Christmas is hard. Sometimes like we're going through something that makes it not so merry or not so joyful. So I love in the Holden service that we're going to do that night, there's the line that it's the God of daybreak, God of shadows, that whether it's joy or whether it's a hard time, God is with us. So we're going to pray, we're going to sing, we're going to light candles. So I said, Barb, let's light a candle as we close out here. I'm going to so part of that is also good. We've had a number of days here with no sunshine. So just light a candle in your house too, to remind you that the light of Christ is with you now and always. So we're wishing Merry Christmas to all those that gather in person and those who are staying home. I feel like we should cheers with these or something. But the light of Christ is with you, Barb.
And never forget, God loves you, and so do I.
Yes. All right. We'll see you virtually or in person. Merry Christmas.
Christmas.